Time and time again, I have several comments saying that not just me, but YouTubers are wrecking the reselling game. Today I'm going to actually talk about it. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Other YouTubers have done it, and I thought I'd put my 10p in and tell you what I think. Are we as YouTubers wrecking the reselling game, or are we actually making the platform better and helping people to succeed in this game? Before we go into that, I'm going to go through some sales because we've got 6 sales, 3 on each. eBay, it's working, but it's still not up to scratch, I would say. I have now got around about 150 listings from 120, so I am like getting up there. I'm just trying to overload on listings, but the only trouble is Vinted keep on selling my items, so I'm literally listing them on both, and then I've got to take it off eBay, so it sort of like goes up and down, up and down. We're going to go on eBay first because the sales on there are pretty rubbish, except for one which is not big money, but it cost me absolutely nothing, and I actually did a video about this, so yeah, go and take a look at that when I talk about it. So the first item is some more cider glasses. These are the Brooklyn Brewery ones. Picked up a big bundle, didn't I? For 30 quid I picked up 3 cases of different glasses, pint glasses, and I've sold all of them now. I think I've got 2 left. There's the other one, and yeah, I sold them for a grand total of £12.99. They owe me nothing now. I made all my money off the inches ones. I have not sold one Hourglass Carlsberg one, so if anybody wants some Carlsberg, like I would say they're Hourglass, I'll put a picture up of what they look like on there. Let me know, you know, if you want a beer glass maybe for Christmas. Yeah, I'll sell them cheap to you. But yeah, I have made my money on them now. I'm well into money. I picked them, all of them up for 30 quid, and I made well over that on the first load of inches glasses. The next item for a grand total of £11 is some base London shoes, and I just couldn't sell them. I'm never going to pick these up again. I thought they would sell quite well, but they haven't. Brand new, look at that, spotless. Don't know what size they are, but yeah, I really am shocked that they didn't sell because, like I said, boxed, new. Did I put new on them? I don't know. Yeah, sold them for 11 quid. Never buying that company again. They're a bit, yeah, they're average, you know. Shoes own shoes, I would always say. And then the final one for £8.99, but this is one of the videos I did quite a few months ago. I have sold a load of bog rolls, yes. My own personal stash of bog rolls. This is how many bog rolls I go through in a week. Yeah, I like having poos. You're probably wondering, why are you selling that? It was all to do with video. So I did this video where I was trying to show you how to make money from free from your house. Not just selling like random stuff what you've bought anyway. I'm talking about stuff that you use day in, day out, and actually you can sell it and then buy that stuff again. So I sold these for £8.99. What do you do with them? You just chuck them in the bin. I've saved these all year, literally all year, and I've got loads more. You need around about 200 to make that. They go for around £8 to £12 for them. And the more you have, obviously, the more money you can make. But yeah, I did a video about them. Jars, so you know, your coffee jars. Coffee jars are better, you know, if you like your coffee, your Dowag book jars and all that lot. You can sell them for about 15 quid for about 4, I think. And I was just trying to show you that don't throw away like rubbish, because some of the stuff that you are throwing away you can actually sell on eBay and make some money to buy that product again. So it's like a never-ending circle of having that stuff for free. $8.99, I can buy some more bog roll. I'll put the link to that video at the end because it's quite good. There is some other things on there, and you might be surprised how much money you can get from stuff in your house which you just chuck away. But yeah, that was all that was on eBay, and nothing really special again. I seem to be getting rid of stock that is not worth much, and I don't mind that. I'd rather it sell than just stick around. On Vinted, we have got a couple of really nice sales, and you can tell it's coming to Christmas because people are starting to buy gifts and stuff like that. And yeah, 2 of the actual items are Christmas related, one more Christmas related than the other. But first, for £12.50, I've sold this little women's super dry corduroy sharper coat. I think I paid £5 for it, and it sold for £12.50. The next item, which I picked up last week, was this giant Christmas stocking. It is vintage. I don't know the age, but it is vintage. You can just tell by the label. Done by Interstock in Bournemouth. Never heard of them. But yeah, immaculate condition. Really, really nice. That sold for $19.99. So do not hesitate. When you see these, a lot of people will never bother with them. That's worth more than a t-shirt. Yeah. So you clothing resellers who go around charity shops just looking at t-shirts, my little stocking is worth more. Yeah. I'm not a clothing reseller. Told you that. Even though I just sold some clothing as well. Anyway, the last sale is the best one. Last week on Wednesday, which has been such an amazing day, not only my video has done well for once, the charity shops was a good little outing, and the car boot was a good outing. I picked up this, and if you're a certain era, you probably have heard of Tracy Beaker, even though he didn't watch it. I never watched Tracy Beaker. It's a girls' program. You know, I'm gonna choose Transformers over that, Turtles over that, Count Duckler, whatever, anything with guns and action over that. You know, it was a real life girl and her problems and stuff like that. I don't know. She had long brown frizzy hair, but really popular, really, really popular. Lady who bought it, her daughter is obsessed with Tracy Beaker, which is cool because it's not around, is it? So she's watching old school TV. I love that. Kids should be watching old school TV. Yesterday, I told my son that your childhood is boring compared to mine. We used to rush back home, when school's finished, and stick on the TV. And we had the option of BBC or ITV for cartoons, kids programs. And it was great. Now, it's quiz shows. I don't mind quiz shows, but for a kid, no. And where do you find kids programs now? The only time you can find a kids program is on Sky, and I think you have to pay for the channels for the kids programs now. So you're not even watching anything. You'd have to go on YouTube to watch it. It's just ridiculous. Bring back Going Live, Thundercats, Raccoons, Gummy Bears, Trapdoor, all that. Comment down below what was your most favourite cartoon kids program in the 80s and 90s. Mine was Thundercats. Anyway, this is a cup and a platter plate. Brand new, never been used. The box has got a few marks on it, which is just age marks, but nothing really bad. And this sold for £37.50 on Vinted. If you find this in the charity shops, anywhere, car boots, pick them up. Anyway, that is all the sales. And to finish off the video, I'm going to talk about the big subject of YouTubers wrecking the reselling game. And if it wasn't for YouTubers, reselling would be better, there'd be more stock, you know, and why you're telling your secrets to the public, it's not good. I don't like people that do YouTube and reselling because it's wrecking my business, so on and so on. To all the dinosaurs who actually moan about people on YouTube, you need to shut up. And I'm blatantly obvious. I mean, some people will put it a very nice way, but I'm not going to put it nice. You need to grow up and get into the modern times. How did you learn your profession? I just want to know, how did you learn your profession? How did you become a reseller? And I'm talking about the dinosaurs. How did you become a reseller? You got the knowledge, you learned it off somebody else. You didn't just wake up or one day go, I'm going to be a reseller, I know everything about everything, did you? No, you didn't. You probably watched it on TV, because reselling has been going around for years and years, and it's been publicized on TV before YouTube. Look at antique dealers, Antique Roadshow, Flog It, all that. They are glorified resellers. They are antique dealers. They buy second-hand stuff and sell it on for more. So there's a massive craze of people wanting to do that. I knew lots of people who basically wanted to be antique dealers. I remember even my dad trying to have a gabble at it, and gabble. If you know antiques, that is very good. I didn't even know I said that. Yeah, he had a go at it, and yeah, it's harder than you think. But when it comes to YouTube and wrecking reselling, it's not wrecking reselling. Yes, in a way, I feel like some people on YouTube are wrecking reselling, but not for giving away knowledge, just making a mockery of reselling. There's quite a few people who I haven't watched, but I know who do YouTube, who are just not very good in the whole genre of YouTube and reselling, and they're trying to get famous, or they're trying to make a quick buck. They see like bigger YouTubers than me, knowing how much they can make from YouTube if you're a really big channel, and they're not willing to put the effort in, and they think they can make thousands of pounds by shooting everything off the camera on the phone. Which, yeah, if you want to be a YouTuber, I would always say start off with one of these. But if you want to be serious about being a YouTuber, you've got to really start getting professional gear. You've got to get a really decent camera. If you're doing a lot of talking videos, you've really got to up your game in like your studio. So not everybody can afford a studio, but maybe a room and decorate like I've done here to have a nice backdrop. You don't want to have you sitting on your sofa in a wishy-washy background, you know. You got to up your game if you want a different sort of clientele. We're not wrecking the reselling game. We're just in the modern times. We are showing basically what you do. You know, I try and help people. I do some like how-to videos sometimes. Sometimes I show you car boots. Sometimes I have a rant. Other people just do car boot videos. Other people just show what they've sold, and they don't help you at all. You know, everybody's different. I personally like to help people. This is the whole point of a channel. I like helping people. So I will show you the size of me picking up. That helps you in that way. So if you see something, yeah, you can pick up if you ever see it. But I like to do like videos where I'm just talking as well and helping people, because I started this reselling game because of YouTube. If it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't have been a reseller, because I came across somebody called Selling Dan. And if you never knew who Selling Dan was, he was great. He was really great. He did really well. He had a lovely little channel, and then he obviously decided to pack it all in because he got offered a better job in his old job, and he quit. And he was great, really nice person. Met him. If you know Cheryl knows Selling Dan well as well. And I thought, well, I can do what he does. I was doing YouTube anyway. I was doing fitness one night, and I thought, yeah, I'll do it. I never once thought in these 3 years that resellers on YouTube are wrecking my business, because they're not. The people who are wrecking reselling are all these people that are coming into reselling thinking they can do reselling and get away with not paying taxes. The people who are going around car boots and charity shops for a quick fix, a quick bit of money in, you know, on the side. They don't really care. They're not probably not even going to be doing it for very long, you know, because you know you have to be quite strong-hearted and strong-minded to stick at this game. You know, you've always got to be on your toes, and you've got to learn. And if you're not willing to learn, you know, you know, how to sell stuff, how to negotiate, how to go maybe into different genres, learn different brands and all that lot, you're not going to succeed. And yes, maybe YouTube does wreck it in that way, because we help you, you know, show these items where you would have to research them. But when it comes to YouTube wrecking it, I've not really learned that much from YouTubers when it comes to helping me grow. Yes, there might be the odd item where I'm like, ooh, you know, never heard of that brand before. Or somebody who does a lot about eBay and really good about it, I might be like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, because I've been doing it longer. That's great. You got to remember, there's loads of YouTubers, not just in reselling, in every category possible. Do you think a mechanic is now thinking, oh, I hate YouTubers because there's a mechanic like that lad, I can't remember his name, I'll put a picture on the screen. Do you think mechanics are really worried about him? And that is the point. If you are worried about YouTubers, it's because you're probably worried about your own business. And yes, back in the day, you know, when black and white TVs was out, there wasn't much competition. There wasn't people going around queuing up at car boots. When it comes to YouTubers wrecking, like reselling, no, it's just expanding it. If it wasn't probably for YouTubers, places like Vinted wouldn't even happen. I think Vinted is pretty much based because of people who are resellers who do social media. There's loads of companies setting up, isn't there? Depop, Poshmark, what's not. You know, all these companies wouldn't open up, wouldn't start up without having some research done. And the best way to research is social media. If something's getting a lot of views, if something's popular on the internet, then it's worth going into. And reselling is popular now. It's very popular. You know, lots of people are doing it to make money, to make a bit of money on the side, to not throw away waste, you know, save the planet a bit more, you know, all sorts. And this is just expanding the knowledge of people not to throw away your stuff and basically sell it yourself. And I think that's the main reason why they hate us, because they can't pick up their little computer games anymore and rip somebody off and pay 10 quid for a console, because they know how much it's worth. And that's not due to YouTube. It's due to the selling platforms like eBay. A YouTuber is not going to tell you how much a console is worth. For you to try and find that on a YouTube channel, you'll be searching around for ages. So where do you go to find out a price? eBay. eBay is the only place where you can find out prices. So if anything is killing off the reselling game, as you call it, it maybe is eBay, because people now are getting the knowledge and using their brains, knowing that they can sell their items. And yes, we do play a part into it, because people are thinking, well, wow, look at John, he just sold his bog rolls. I don't need to chuck them away now. I'm going to save them up. I can get a couple of packs of bog rolls, you know, for that. And it's going to be free. How is that bad? I'm saving the planet. I'm saving some money for something that really no one wants to buy, do they? No one likes buying bog roll. And it's a good thing. So if you are a hater of YouTube and you are watching this and you do make a comment, just think about it before you do comment. Why are you on YouTube? Yeah? Why are you on social media? Because if you hate it that much, you wouldn't even bother, you wouldn't even have the apps or anything. And yeah, you obviously do like platforms like this, because you wouldn't be watching. Anyway guys, enough of me ranting. If you enjoyed this video, like it, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.